Hello friends, welcome to Learning. My name is Dr. Ben. Today, we are going to learn some awesome stuff. Learning is for everyone. Let's make it fun and let's enjoy. Hello, thank you for returning to the Basic Excel series, Lesson 3, Module 2, Aligning Cells and Using Cell Styles. For those who have not reviewed Lesson 3, Module 1, I encourage you to do so. If you have not done so already, go ahead and subscribe below and select notifications. Let's dive into the objectives for this module. At the end of this module, you will be able to modify cell alignment, orientation, and indentation, merge cells, wrap text, apply cell styles, and clear formatting. Let's dive right into the module. Imagine that you have a spreadsheet similar to what I have here with many columns of numbers, but none of the numbers line up with other numbers. It makes it difficult to read and compare values. As you see here, these numbers are just all over the place. Also the names. Or you would like to have the titles above the worksheet centered over the data. This is not centered, neither is this. These are, and this is somewhat off. What do we do? During this module, we will cover different types of alignments within cells. We will also discuss how to apply alignment formatting to cells and how to use the wrap text format and merge cells features. Cell alignment is helpful for keeping our data consistent and getting the best fit in the available space on your worksheet. It also makes your worksheet look good. Let's discuss modifying cell alignments, orientation, and indentation. The alignment group on the Home tab of the ribbon contains several commands for aligning cell contents, and this alignment group is right here. Alignment is the term for the positioning of content within the cell. Again, alignment is a term for the positioning of content within the cell. So when your boss or your coworker comes to you and say, hey, let's align this cell, you know exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about positioning of content within the cell. This can be horizontal and vertical and also rotated, indented, wrapped, and merged as well as centered. Let's look more closely at this alignment group here. At the top of our alignment group here, we have this little information here called top alignment. I'm mousing over this now. My cell G3 is selected and I'm mousing over the top alignment, middle alignment, and bottom alignment. What does that mean? When you select these items, it somehow changes your content in your cell. I'm looking at G3 and notice that my number 86 is left aligned. It's aligned according to this feature here. It's aligned left. I'm going to take this box here, or the cell row, and move down the height so you can see exactly what we're talking about. Notice how the 86 here in G3, it is top aligned, which is right here, or yes, top aligned is aligned to the top of the cell. If I move this over to the middle line, click that, it aligns it to the middle. I'm still aligned to the left based on this alignment structure here, or command. I'm now going to take my command and move over to the center command to center the content. Notice G3, 86 is now centered. And where is that alignment? It is middle align. Align text so that it is centered between the top and the bottom of the cell. I'm going to do something different again. I want this animal to align to the right. I'm clicking align right, and now it's aligned to the right. But yet I'm still at the middle portion. I'm still aligned middle. I can also take this and do a bottom alignment. Align to the bottom. So it depends on the structure of your worksheet and what you're actually doing as far as your data, on how you want the cell structure or cell content to be aligned. Normally I have my numbers, depending on what it is, I have it centered and then aligned to the middle right here. It makes it easier to read. Now I'm double clicking on my row to center it back, and look at that. I can also do this as so. Take all of these, highlight them all, align center, align middle. There we go. That looks perfect. How about these guys here? I highlight. I want to align my letters or my names. I want those guys left aligned, and I want those top aligned. Same for here. I want them left aligned, top aligned. Going over to my dates, the same. I want all the dates the same. Well, if I look at this date structure here is aligned middle and aligned left. So I want these aligned the same, but they're in the middle. You can't tell because the column, the rows are together. If I move down, you'll see that's aligned in the middle. But we can change all of that to make sure everyone's aligned appropriately. I want these guys aligned in the middle, and these aligned as so. Okay. Now they're aligned to the way I want them to go. We take a look at the orientation actually, for rotation options of cell content. I can arrow down here. Let me activate one cell so I can see what we're looking at here. Activating cell G2. I'm looking at my orientation. How do I want my cells to be arranged in that content? The data in the content. How do I want that to be arranged? I can angle it clockwise. I can go down. Vertical text. I can use the rotate text down. Any way I want, depending upon what my data calls for. So I'm going to go back to my original. There we go. Text right there. Vertical text, rotate. And this is mainly used for a variety of data worksheets, depending upon what you want to show to your client or your boss. So this is the orientation. Rotation options for cell contents. I also have in this alignment group the, decrease and indentation. Let's look at that. This one right here. Decrease. Move your content closer to the cell border. There we go. It indents it to the cell border. To the left. Farther away. Okay, here we go. Move your content further away from the cell border, or move it closer to the cell border. Further away or closer. You play with that. And notice that it takes away your alignments up here. So, excuse me. I'm going to go back and put that in the center. Right there. Excuse me. So these are different formats you can use for your cell content material. I'm going to go back and close this up so it looks nice once again. Great. Okay, a little piece of information for you. Excel is all about calculations and lists. Its strength is in helping you take that raw data and transforming it into usable information. However, Excel is not limited to just number calculations and data management. It is a part of the Microsoft Office suite and ensures that the Excel environment complements Microsoft Word's word processing functionality and also Microsoft's PowerPoint presentation capability. What we're saying is that all three applications, Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, work together to bring you the best product ever. Now let's look at merge and centering. Merging cells, especially when you want to use the merge and center function or command, is a tool for improving the appearance of titles in your worksheet. Merging cells involves combining two or more cells into one larger cell. So here's what we're going to do here. I'm going to look at my header, which is right here. I'm going to uncenter that. And I want to center those together to make it look nicer. To do that, I selected my cells and I'm going to hit merge and center. But however, there's going to be a problem here. Here it is. It already centered it, but look at this. Merging only keeps the upper left value right here and discards the other values. That's the problem with the merging and centering command. The main problem is that in Excel, the data is lost, as you see here in a few seconds here. You have sorting and filtering issues, and also errors in formulas or data manipulation if you merge other parts of your worksheet. So I'm clicking OK here, and look at that. I've lost my data. My last name is gone. The first name is centered perfectly, but my data is gone. So if I were to merge and center on other things like calculations or other formulas, I'll be up a creek. So let's go ahead and get that back by unmerging, by hitting merge and center. Notice I don't get my data. So to get that back, I do a Control Z. There we go. I'm going to select these and left justify them and show you another way. Sometimes you'll need the effect of merge and centering, but using it, as we said earlier, might interfere with the data on your worksheet. Another way to achieve the same effect but keep the cells separate is to use the horizontal alignment option called center across selection. This keeps the cells separate and is better for formulas and data manipulation. Now to use this command, we're going to go and select our data, which is right here. Let me go back and redo that. I'm going to go over to my dialog box, alignment tabs appearing. Going over to my text alignment horizontal, clicking my down arrow, here we are, center across selection. Click that, and OK. Notice my data is now centered. I can still go ahead and select my columns here without any problems because my cells are separate and they're not merged together. So this command is best to use because, one, it preserves individual cells, meaning that you can still select individual cells within the range for other operations. Two, it avoids formula issues. Merging cells can cause problems with formulas, sorting, and other functions, so centering across selection avoids these issues. Third, maintains data integrity. Unlike your merge and centering, which can delete data from other cells in the merge range, the center across selection only centers the text and does not destroy other cell contents. That's what I like about this one. Let's talk about the wrap text function or command. Wrap text is perfect for cells that contain text and that is too long for the width of the cell. As we see here in F1, our title is too long for this column width. This might be column headers, as we say here, or cells that contain notes or descriptive text. Wrap text will make text inside a cell flow onto multiple lines as needed within the width of that column. You can also start a new line inside the cell by using the Alt plus Enter keyboard shortcut for Windows. That's Alt plus Enter. Or Control plus Option plus Return on a Mac. This also applies to wrap text in the cell for the Macs as well. This is also known as inserting a line break. When you insert a line break, you are taking the text from one line and moving it down to a second line. I tend to use this command when I'm typing text in a field that's longer, that's continually going to the right. I do the Alt Enter just to bring that text back to the left-hand margin so it looks nice when my clients are reading the data. Let's take a look at this wrap text. In F1, I have a text here. I'm selecting my F1 cell. I'm going to wrap text in my alignment group, clicking that. Notice it creates the second line for me. Looks nice. Grade level is now readable for my client. Let's go back to that real quick. So if I don't want to do the wrap text up here, I want to use my Alt Enter. I simply activate the cell by double clicking in here, placing my cursor where I want the break to occur, then hit Alt plus Enter and click out. There we have it. I'm going to do the Command Z again. And if your column is width is enough to where you can just move it over, double click, that'd be fine too. But if you want it on the second line, just do the command wrap text and it'll open up for you and give you that second line. That's it for the wrap text. So far, we've learned that there are many formatting options and settings for cells and their contents. Formatting one cell or a selection of cells may require you to make several choices and perform several steps to get the appearance you want. What if you want to apply the same formatting to multiple selections in the same workbook, or maybe even later, or in other workbooks? It could become quite time-consuming and most daunting. Fortunately, Excel has a feature called Cell Styles to help us with this formatting. Let's take a look at the cell styles from our ribbon here, from our home, going down to styles and cell styles right here. Go ahead and click on that. Notice that a bunch of cell styles are here. We have one for titles and headings, theme styles, number formats, and so on. All of these are default styles that we can use. Let's say, for instance, I want to apply a cell style to my header here, my headers. I'm going to select my headers, going back to cell styles. Now, one thing to note that when I click on cell styles, my whole cell styles format box appears. On some Excel worksheets, you may get, or you may not get all of these at one time. You may get just a box with 3 buttons that you have to click to get to either one of these. So on mine, all of mine appeared at one time. So to create that cell style, I'm opened up the cell styles. I'm going through my headings here. I like this heading here, but I want to do something different with that. I like this heading, it's cool. Maybe this one. I like this one. Let's take a look at this heading, right click it, and duplicate. We're duplicating it. When you're duplicating your cell styles of some sort, you're duplicating it because you don't want to hinder or, mess up the original style. So you want to duplicate it and create your own. I'm going to create this my own by calling it my heading. My heading. So when you do that, I can also add my number features here, my alignment features I want. I can do a fill, protection, a border. I can change my font here. Anything I want right there, I can add to it. Click OK. Now I'm going to go back to that area, cell styles. And here my custom right here. This is my heading right here. I'm going to select that. But I want to change that background. Right click. We're going to select modify. Modify, go to format. I'm going to go to font and change that background color to, let's say, orange or something. Just so you'll see what's going on. Change to orange. I'm going to change the font over here to, let's say, Arial Black. Arial Black. And then click OK. And click OK again. Notice that it's changed right here, Arial Black there. Okay, I'm going to go back now to that cell style. And it's changed. But now it's so big, I have to go back and make my changes for my header here. Let's see what's happening here. So I made that change earlier and it's still blue. I need to go back there and find out why it didn't change to orange. My heading, did I change it? Modify and format. Okay, it was still black. So change it to orange. Click OK. There we go. I would never use this because this is bad. So it's just to show you how you can make changes to your cell styles. So never use that. You can't read that. So don't use that. So this is just one way you can go through and make changes to a cell styles. I can also use the same cell styles because I have it saved right here as a custom as my header. I can use it over and over and over again, which I will not. So since I don't like this, I can go back to my custom and I can go back and delete it. Since I don't want that, I can delete it or I can modify it again. Or I can go back and hit normal to change that again. Let me go back here, normal. It went back to normal. Great. So now my header is changed to normal. I can go back and make my selections I want again. Heading 1, I can use that with the accent behind it or create my own. I go back to custom and I don't want that. Going back there, I can delete it. And it takes me back to a normal setting. And this is how you use cell styles. But for grins and giggles, I can go back and hit my Control Z real quick and get back to my original because I didn't save it. There we go. That's how you use cell styles. Let's say, for example, moving on here to a clearing of a formatting. Sometimes when you're working with Excel, you'll need to remove all formatting from your cells. Maybe it's because you've inherited a workbook, as I have in the past, and someone else has completely formatted the workbook with different functions or different shades of gray or different shades of blue, or maybe they have an oceanside beach hut vibe or a sunset vibe, which is not good for your worksheet. So you want to start over with a fresh, unformatted cells to apply completely different formatting. And Excel does that for us. We can go here to the clear formatting command. So we're going to go to Home tab again, and we're going to go over to our editing area right here, editing, and clear. Drop down menu, clearing all. Let's see what that does. You select the cells here. Now remember, I have formatting in these cells from earlier. If I select all of them and I want to clear all, look what happens. It's gone. You don't want to do that one. Go ahead and Control Z. Clear formatting. Clear formatting does what? It clears only the formatting that is applied to the selected cells. What about clear all? Clear all clears everything from the selected cells. All contents, formatting, and comments are cleared from the cells. We don't want that. It's like a deletion. So clearing the formats, you want that, or clear contents, will clear the contents of the cells. The contents are gone. So the one you want to use is clear formatting. Hit clear formatting and look what happens. All of my formatting that I had earlier are gone. Everything's back to normal. Even my dates formats are gone. It's now the number formats there for the dates. This is how you have a clear your worksheet. When someone gives you a worksheet, you have no idea what's behind that. You can hit clear formats to start all over again with formatting on your own. And this wraps up this module for our alignments as well as using cell styles. It's time for a knowledge check. Knowledge check. Using the web links below, download from the Dropbox a Try It application to test your knowledge of Lesson 3, Module 2. You will have access to these links that are located underneath the table of contents on this video. Click both links to access the Dropbox. Once you have gained access to the Dropbox, go ahead and click on the download link. Click the download link to access the actual Excel spreadsheet you see here. You will see a login or sign up sign or box. Arrow down to or continue with the download only link. Click this link and notice your download should start soon for this Excel spreadsheet. The Excel spreadsheet actually navigates over to your downloads folder on your laptop or desktop. Welcome back. Excel trivia. Did you know formatting cells adds to the file size of an Excel workbook, just as worksheets, data, and formulas do? As a best practice, try to avoid formatting the complete worksheet and instead just format the areas that you are using. Unnecessarily large files takes up more storage space and can become slow to respond. What did we learn today from this lesson? In this lesson, we discussed how to format fonts and cells, apply number formats, reuse formats, modify cell alignment, orientation, and indentation, merge cells, wrap text, apply cell styles, and clear formatting. This is the end of Lesson 3. Thank you for watching. Be on the lookout for Lesson 4, Managing Tables and Range Data. You're now moved into the intermediate phase of Excel training. Congratulations. Hope to see you soon. Take care.